Hey everybody, welcome back to Harmonious Adventures. Today we are going to take you on an adventure that is very close to my heart, near and dear. So I actually went on a spiritual journey and it led me to my baptism, and I wanted to share with you guys my baptism story. And I've felt very led recently to share my story in hopes that maybe I can inspire you to find this joy that I have finally found. And it really starts off with at the beginning of last year, I was going through a lot. I lost two childhood friends. And if you know anything about like getting into your 40s, you just start to like feel like almost, well, I did anyways, of like childhood things started to come back up. Like issues that were just pushed down for so many years, like start to bubble up, and you start to think about things, especially having your own children and going through certain stages in their life. Like it just really makes you evaluate your childhood, and then to lose two friends who were, um, there for me when I went through a really hard time. For those of you who don't know, my one of my parents, my mom, went to prison um when I was in right out of high school, in college, and it was a really hard time in my life, and both of them, it's hard for me to talk about it, but both of them were there for me. So when you're going through things like that, and then all of these like childhood things are reoccurring and coming back up, and then to just lose them, like just back to back. One of my friends was murdered and the other was in a car wreck within let's see, almost a month of each other, and it was a lot. So I think my biggest thing, like my theme of last year, I didn't mean to open this up so like already crying, but that was a very hard time in my life. And I also just felt like I didn't fit in. Um and the more that I think about it, hold on, I got to get my breath and then I'm going to come back. Okay. I'm much more composed. I apologize for that. Um but the more that I thought about being different, and I thought about like my childhood and how I've always felt different. Like I've just never felt like I fit in with any particular like friend group, or I've just always felt like this outsider. And I was about to be 40 years old. I'll be 40 years old in 2 weeks. And I hit 39 and I'm like, okay, I'm about to be 40. And I really love going to Disney. Before I even had Bo, I liked going to Disney. There's something about stepping into the park, and I'm not for crowds. So it's very interesting why I do like Disney, but I will say there is just something about walking into that park, and if you felt it, then you know. It's almost like you can just leave all of your worries behind. And for that particular moment in time, it's just joy. Other than dealing with too many crowds, like I don't go during Christmas and I know my limits, because I can very quickly turn, I'm not going there again. And then I can get over that pretty quickly. However, um, that to say, I was going through a lot of trying to figure out who I was, and I was almost like embarrassed about who I was. I kept saying like I'm a 40-year-old woman that loves Disney, and like um I am very emotional and I do care so much about so many people, and I feel for people. Like I just have so much empathy for people. So um I felt like that was almost wrong. And now I know that it's not. All of that to say, I was very confused. And I was just spiritually lost. I've always said that I was a Christian, but I was not living my life with giving God the reins. I still was trying to control my narrative. I did not surrender to Him and say, God, whoever I am, whatever I am, I know that it's what you have made me, and you take this and make it beautiful. I was trying to control it and make it what I thought it was supposed to be. And I cannot do that. And it actually was Him really working me through it. So, starting in the summer, He really started speaking to me about the travel business. And I had a lot of hesitation. I just kept saying, I cannot do this travel business. I'm way too busy in the salon. I have my family. I'm already stretched as it is. But I just had this heaviness of like, do it, do it. You've got to do this. And I cannot tell you guys, when I took that leap of faith and decided that I wanted to be a travel advisor, decided to send in my interview, when I heard back from them that they were interested in having me, I mean, it was just like, it was meant to be. I don't know how to say it. It was God, the company that I'm with, everything. It was like God put me right there where I was supposed to be. And then in September, Charlie Kirk was tragically killed and assassinated. It rocked my world. So, like I said, I already was a Christian. I saw God already working in my business with me, surrendering to that voice, listening to Him, and knowing that I I'm an empath, like I said before, but I also love to serve others. It's one of the things that I love about the beauty industry is being able to serve, like, love and care and pray for my clients as I'm shampooing their hair. And I don't know, I love serving, and I can serve even more in the travel business, doing what I love and using that to serve and create memories for families. It has been such a blessing. So I already by September could see that God, it was really God. It was not me. Um at the beginning it was more of an egotistical thing, like, I'm doing this, I've decided to do this, but it was really like God led me to that. And then I was so amazed at how God, in just those couple of months, had worked from, I want to say that I started at the beginning of July, like right after the 4th of July, I started my training with the curated travel collection. And by September, the amount of people that were coming to me to book their trips, and it was all God. It was a God thing. I'm telling you guys, like, all of the people that like came to me to book their trips, just, I don't know. It was a blessing, and I just was seeing God work in my life. And this is something that I've seen before, but it hit different this time. And I don't know about you, but I started watching more of Charlie Kirk's videos and like listening to it was specifically about family videos. It wasn't I wasn't into like all of the political stuff, but I really enjoyed him talking about the Bible and family and how God provides when families are in need, and he just walks next to you in your life, and he's there all the time. So, I'm a baby Christian, and I've been a Christian my entire life, but I feel like I started my journey this year. And I just feel like such baby Christians. So let me get to what happened when I decided that I wanted to be baptized. I was almost 40 years old and never had been baptized. I went for 3 or 4 years to a private Christian school growing up. So it's not like I didn't have God or Christianity in my life, but I started going to First Baptist of Mexico Beach again with Matthew Watkins as our pastor. And he explained, we had a sermon one day and he was talking about John and in Revelations what he saw on the island. If you haven't read that story, I definitely implore you, if you have any questions about Christianity like I did, to read that story and study it, because to me, I just could never get through Christians worshiping this human, but he wasn't human. And there are all of these amazing, I don't want to say scientists, but investigators that have come out. Lee Strobel has been a huge impact on me. If you haven't seen his interviews with Sean Ryan, that is where I originally found him. And he just explains that he does all the investigative work to prove that these miracles during the time that Jesus was on this earth were miracles. I mean, scientifically it just cannot happen. Things cannot happen. So I fell in love with the Bible. I fell in love with the stories. It finally connected for me. I've always said that I've been spiritual, and I just could never connect the spirit to a human body, which is probably to you guys sounds so crazy, but that was always my hang up. And just listening to how Jesus presented himself to John on that island in Revelations, what he looked like, how the Bible described what his sovereign spirit looked like, and that is who we are worshiping. I'm like, I get it now. And so, after some amazing sermons, if you guys haven't listened to him, they've been posting on their YouTube. I will tag their YouTube down below. I ask, actually, I talked to Tiffany first. I love Tiffany, his wife. And I'm like, I want Matthew to baptize me. And then I had a meeting with them. I went up to the church and I got baptized. And I have never in my life felt like the joy that came from that. And I am forever such a changed person. And it's wild for me to say that because I wasn't a bad person before. And I'm still going to make mistakes. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect, but it's just this. Whew, hold on, let me dry my eyes. It's this life that is inside of me that I never had before. This light, this comfort, like the comfort, I think is the biggest thing. I see all the time on Facebook or friend groups or whatever it is that I'm in, just fear. And don't get me wrong, I still have moments of fear. And I'm working through that. But it's so much better knowing that it's going to be okay. I don't have to carry that burden. I can take that burden off and place it at the feet of Jesus and know that it's taken care of. It's out of my control, and I just have to let him have that. And the peace that I have received from that is incredible. So I want to end this short, sweet, not a quick video. I know it was very emotional, but I did just feel like I had to share it. And if you are feeling lost or even just confused, you don't know what to do, you don't know what's going on, you don't know who you are, if you're just going through a time and you need somebody, please, you can reach out to me. I'd love to pray with you. You can reach out to First Baptist of Mexico Beach, Matthew, Tiffany. Find a good support system, a good Bible based church that is leading and speaking from the word. And I hope that you find the joy and the comfort that I have found. It's not easy. And there are times that you kind of stray away and then you gotta be like reeled back in. But I pray that this video finds the right people, and I really don't care if you want to judge me. I understand that people are going to have differences, and I totally respect your opinion. I just know how I feel inside, and I'm a different person, and I don't have to go searching for all these answers or know the answer or know who I like need to know why I'm so different. God makes every single person different. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And as always, like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you on the next journey.